I definitely wouldn't consider my style to be like high fashion. Maybe more like you'd have to be high to like this fashion. Ba-dum-bum. Hello YouTube, my name is Dana Donnelly and today we will be ranking Mary-Kate and Ashley movies based on their fashion. My credentials are freaking look at me. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel so I can become rich and famous and live out my dream of creating a shot-for-shot remake of all these Mary-Kate and Ashley movies starring myself. I grew up watching and loving the Mary-Kate and Ashley movies. They've had an undeniable impact on how I talk, sassy, how I act, sassy, and how I dress, also very sassy. Mary-Kate and Ashley are obviously fashion icons. Since their early days on Full House to their later, more recent days being like CEOs of The Row or whatever, which is a high-end luxury fashion brand whose whole thing is that they make shirts that cost $1 million but look like they could be from Walmart, and Mark Zuckerberg wears them. So while Mark Zuckerberg is a fan of the Olsen's work on The Row, I, Dana Donnelly, am a fan of the Olsen twins' work on Passport to Paris. Fashion girlies be like, I love The Row. And I'm like, yeah, I'm actually a fan of Mary-Kate and Ashley's early work, the outfits they wore when they were 13 in the 1999 direct-to-video film Passport to Paris. But I posted a TikTok this week saying that I thought the Olsen's fashion peaked in Passport to Paris, and a lot of people disagreed, and they all had their own pitches for which of the Olsen twins movies had the most iconic fashion. So I figured today I would rank them, and I will be sticking to the top 2 rows that come up when you search for Mary-Kate and Ashley movies on Google. Coming in hot at number 1, we have Passport to Paris. Passport to Paris is motherfucking iconic, okay? I remember this being the first movie I watched and being like, I need every single outfit they're wearing. Like yesterday, Mom, take me to the mall. Passport to Paris also had this really iconic shopping makeover scene, which I literally think about every time I go shopping, where the twins meet this Parisian supermodel, Brigitte, and she takes them shopping and they try on these like shiny cowboy hats. And to me, this scene was what I pictured happiness to be. It's what I always aspired to in terms of like pure retail bliss. Like, this is a movie that made me think that a shopping makeover could change my life. And you know what? This shopping makeover did change my life. Freaking number 1, Passport to Paris had so much impact on me and the way I dress to this day. Actually, I'm wearing this tank top and I think that the girl on it has very strong Mary-Kate and Ashley vibes. Coming in at number 2, we have It Takes Two. It Takes Two is one of their earlier films that actually came out the year I was born, 1995. This was an iconic early influence on my fashion and also my interests. I think the rich twin, her fashion and like vibe was why I wanted to try horseback riding. Although for me, horseback riding was a super fail because the horseback riding camp that my parents could afford to send me to was like literally a slave labor camp, which was more reminiscent of the poor orphan twins like aesthetic and vibe. I guess you could say this film awokened within me class consciousness in regards to fashion. Poor girls dress like this, rich girls dress like this. I want to be a rich girl, so I'm going to be dressing like this. Coming in at number 3, we have Holiday in the Sun. I remember thinking Megan Fox's outfits were way more iconic than the twins in this one, which is why she was the character I was rooting for. Generally speaking, when I'm watching a movie, I root for whatever character has the outfits I would most want to wear, which I think speaks to my questionable sense of morality and overall tendency to judge books by their cover, literally. Coming in at number 4, we have Getting There. Who else remembers Getting There? I did not see Getting There in any of my TikTok comments, but oh my God. Okay, first of all, the plot of this movie is that the twins are gifted this red convertible for their 16th birthday and they immediately get it stolen, or like they think it gets stolen. I actually don't remember. But then they meet this girl who's secretly an heiress, but she pretends she's poor because she doesn't want people using her for her money. And Mary-Kate and Ashley, because obviously, you know, they're sweet, kind-hearted girls who don't judge books by their cover, are nice to her, and she's like, oh my God, they like me for me. And then she like buys them stuff and flies them around on her private jet and takes them skiing. The outfits in this were pretty solid, I will say. And I do love the little snowsuits they wear when the rich girl takes them skiing, but it definitely doesn't top Passport to Paris. Coming in at number 5, we have Our Lips Are Sealed. This is probably my favorite Mary-Kate and Ashley movie just based on plot. I love the premise of this movie, which is that the Olsen twins witness some like grisly mob crime and have to go into witness protection. Being like a cool spunky teen in witness protection is obviously hilarious to me. But honestly, the fashion in this I would consider mid because it's kind of like low effort Australia beach fashion. Like, I like it. I think it's an iconic casual Y2K vibe, but it's a little too casual. I kind of wanted more from it. Them dressed Amish was everything. And I think, again, the costumes they have, basically the gist is like they're put in witness protection, but they like can't fit in anywhere they go. And the costumes for all of their failed witness protection placements are really hilarious. But then once they get to Australia, again, it's just like a lot of like swimsuits, Hawaiian florals, nothing to scoff at, but just also nothing to write home about. Coming in at number 6, we have Billboard Dad. I must have liked the outfits in this movie because I remember watching Billboard Dad as a wee lass and being like, damn, these chicks are cool. Like, whatever their clothes were doing, they were telling me as a 5-year-old watching it that the Olsen twins were cool as frick. Like, I liked this movie so much, I wish my parents would get divorced so I could like pull a Billboard Dad. Although I think maybe their mom was just like dead. I don't know if their parents were divorced or maybe whatever. The premise of this movie is that their dad, who's either divorced or a widow, I can't remember, is a single sad sack, so they put him on a billboard to find him a date. This is the first movie where they were clearly like trying to be fashion icons. A lot of great hairstyles in this, some great fits, I won't lie. It's not quite as sophisticated or elevated as our number 1 Passport to Paris. That's all I'll say. Okay, number 7, we have Switching Goals, an iconic movie where like one of them pretends to play soccer to like get with her crush, but like only whatever. This is one of the few Mary-Kate and Ashley movies that I owned on VHS. I think my mom bought it for me one day when I was like sick at home, but I loved it so much that it made me want to play soccer, which I hate. The outfits in this movie were cute, sporty, iconic, and I love the harsh differentiation in this movie of like Mary-Kate's very like tomboy style versus Ashley's more feminine, girly style, because this is one of those movies where they trade places to make the other twins crush like the other one or whatever. Really cute stuff, and definitely uses fashion as a strong storytelling tool, which I appreciate as a filmmaker myself. Number 8, we have New York Minute. This is later Olsen twins. I remember not really liking the style in this one as much. First of all, I didn't really like the movie New York Minute, like whatever, but it was kind of too indie sleaze. I guess that would be my main note. I think this is when Mary-Kate had started wearing a lot of eyeliner. New York Minute was their last movie together, I'm pretty sure. But I do think they were clearly on the forefront of the indie sleaze trend because New York Minute came out in 2004 and all of the trends in it I think weren't really that prevalent in mainstream culture till like maybe 2008. So the Olsen twins always on the cutting edge. But I personally did not really like the outfits in New York Minute. A lot of the comments in my video were like, New York Minute, New York Minute. I'm like, I don't agree. I also think there was just some business casual influence, which I always have detested. Like, I do not like the millennial club going, like button up top. That's just never been a vibe to me. Coming in at number 9, we have When in Rome. I just think the outfits here are boring. I'm seeing a lot of long cardigans, not many bright colors. I famously hate a neutral palette. I think the outfits here are uninspired. Very disappointing. I also don't remember watching When in Rome. Because the Olsen twins movies were all on VHS, sometimes they were like hard to get your hands on. Do you guys know what I mean? They were like rare books almost. Coming in at number 10, we have Double Double Toil and Trouble, a very early Olsen twins flick, very 90s fashion. I mean, they're like freaking 5 here and they're still iconic. Really is such an iconic display of 90s fashion of the time. I think my taste personally veers a little girlier than what they were rocking in this movie. So I'm not in love with this, but it definitely is adorable and iconic. Coming in at 11, we have Winning London. And this is controversial because a lot of people I know love Winning London. They think that this is the Olsen twins at their most iconic. I just simply don't agree, mostly because I don't like fall fashion. I'm a California girl. I like a tank top. I like to show skin. I like clothes that look good when you have a tan. And Winning London is very much not that. It definitely leans into like kind of a London Burberry aesthetic. Like I said, I'm not a neutral palette girly, and the outfits in Winning London, very, very, very much neutrals, preppy, just not my vibe. I also don't think neutrals are when the Olsens are at their best, which is why I don't like the row. While I respect the like tally ho, bend the knee to the king vibe of these outfits, it's just not for me and had no influence on me or my wardrobe. Like, I think what I got from Winning London is that like it would be fun to have a British crush, but I don't think I aspired to the fashion in this movie at all. Yeah, I just don't really have any respect for cold weather fashion. That's not like literally snow bunny snowsuit vibe. To me, if you're not literally skiing, why aren't you somewhere warm? Like, just go somewhere warm, you know? Like, instead of putting on a plaid scarf, get on a plane and go to Cabo. And finally, our lowest ranked Mary-Kate and Ashley movie based on fashion, number 12, The Challenge. I never even saw this movie. Just clicking around the images, I don't like the nature vibe. Like, is this Survivor? I'm confused. I love Survivor though. I think it's also very like late aughts boho, which was never an aesthetic I responded to. I think in large part because the silhouettes are kind of like baggy, oversized, flowy tops, and like my body type just does not support that cut. These outfits were just like not it to me. I don't know what the deal was with The Challenge, but I don't like the fashion in it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my personal ranking of the Mary-Kate and Ashley movies based on their fashion. And again, these are just my opinions that I think are right. And if you disagree with them, you're freaking wrong. And I will assume that you were lobotomized as a child and your parents didn't tell you.